Well, hello there and good day. Thank you for joining me. I am Frost PDP, and today we're talking a little bit about Crusader Kings 2. I have a suggestion I want to make, and it has to do with what you see before you, which is the enactment of one of the many laws you can get under the Lunatic trait. In particular, it's the Cessation of Violence Act, and on the surface it seems like you would just be looking at a law that you pass into your realm that stops violence. So let's read through this for a moment. The Cessation of Violence Act. The new law has been written, and couriers are even now distributing it to all of your vassals. You admire your handiwork, whereas the children of the realm have become desensitized to violence, and whereas the general population seems to have lost all regard for the sanctity of human life, therefore I, Filkir Statiker, decree that all forms of violence directed at other human beings be outlawed, including both capital and corporal punishment, as well as the torture of criminals, heathens, and foreigners. These vulnerable social groups are instead to be rehabilitated and eventually released back into society as productive citizens. This law will bring salvation to the realm. All vassal opinions are lowered by 5 for 25 months for introducing an insane law, and this is something you are compelled to do by the Lunatic trait. In other words, my character, Filker Statiker, and I know that's not how you say it, but that's just what came out of my mouth. You are a lunatic, and you occasionally produce insane laws. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. I see this as a potentially useful thing, because if you go up here and you go to Intrigue, Prisoners, and you click on this poor High Chiefess, who, number one, I might want to ransom, but he can't afford it. But number two, I can torture and mutilate and declaim poetry. I can even read poor poems to her. I mean, that's brutal. As someone who's written some things in his life, that's brutal. So, how could this be a good game mechanic? Well, with a law like this, I mean, usually you get something done where you'll nominate your horse to be your chancellor, and that even has a role now. You can get Glitterhoof as a counselor. Or at least you can with a mod. I've seen it before on the subreddit, guys. You all know what I mean. I've even seen worse than just having a horse as your chancellor. I've seen people make their horse into their concubine, so let's not go there. But, Cessation of Violence Act should actually ban these things. And should an NPC decide they don't like their ruler enough, they feel powerful, they're in a faction, they decide to click this button anyway, well, guess what should happen? You should get rightful imprisonment, or righteous imprisonment, or whatever they call it. You should get that. You should have the right to imprisonment. You should get a pop-up, and you should find out. I mean, first of all, torturing someone should only be a game mechanic that happens when you not just have them imprisoned, but severely dislike them, unless, like, you're going to eunuch them, in which case you should only do that with someone whose dynasty is competitive with yours, and even then, like, the AI shouldn't do that. I mean, I don't think in the course of playing a lot of Byzantine hours that I have ever actually used the torture or mutilate prisoner. Like, I don't do that. That's just a personal thing. I always play characters that don't torture others. I've plotted deaths before, but that's secondary to the point of, if you're compelled to introduce insane laws, they should have some consequence. So, the obvious one is this one. But there's others. There's one where you pass a hole-in-the-wall act, where every building has to have holes in the wall. Well, that should be a minus to your siege defense. Maybe siege takes it quicker or whatever, I don't know. But it should affect your siege defense. There are other laws, like Pan's-on Head law or something, I don't know. Those laws should all be examined and given an actual in-game negative malus, and you should be required to have 2 or 3 going. And like, maybe this one is good, right? Maybe this does like increase peasant opinion by 10 or whatever, like burgher opinion by 10, but it can also lower feudal opinion. So it's not just, oh, you introduced an insane law and all of your vassals no longer like you. Like, instead, it comes out and it says, guess what, guys? We've got a real reason to dislike this person because I'm a feudal lord and I'm allowed to torture my prisoners if I damn well please. what would really be outstanding, and I thought about this, you can use the same markers that indicate, alright, this character died of camp fever, my poor son. This character died of pneumonia. Politics aside. This is the lunatic trait, and this character could die of torture. And it could list, tortured to death by so-and-so. I've always thought that should give a CB. I mean, like, I had a character take my character's daughter's concubine. I think I should get a CB, but torturing someone you care about to death should be a CB, and if not righteous imprisonment, well, with this act active, I know, right? Act active. That's real great game design lingo. You should actually get a, you know, a rightful imprisonment and or a casus belli against people who torture your beloved, I mean, or anyone in your realm for that matter. So my advice to Paradox is this is a small thing you can add in. It really would have been well timed during Conclave, but you know what? I mean, game development is game development, and you could just slap this in pretty easily, so it's a thought. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Please leave a subscription if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that thumbs up button because it really helps with the channel and helps me come up with better ideas. It's inspiring. And as always on my channel, La Paz.